Hey guys, in today's video I'm gonna be playing around with a bunch of new makeup that I accumulated while I took a break from YouTube. I was still playing behind the scenes with these new releases. I tried out some really interesting products. So I'm really excited for today's video. As per usual, I am going to be leaving all of my discount codes and my affiliate links in my description box down below. And if you end up enjoying this video, why not give it a like, subscribe to my channel, and also ring the bell in order to get notified about my upcoming videos. That would be very, very appreciated. So I would say without no further ado, I'm just going to zoom you guys in a little bit, and then we are going to start off with the very first product. This is really exciting because I did purchase a new primer. And this one is by Fenty Beauty, and it's the Grip Trip Mattifying and Blurring Primer. Okay, you guys are zoomed in. So before we are starting, I just want to mention real quick that I already have applied just a little bit of this. The Danessa Myricks Water Powder Serum. You guys know how much I love it. Like, look, there's barely anything left. I just have a few more uses out of this and then this is gone. I love this. I only apply this onto targeted areas. So usually my T-zone, and right here where I usually do get the oiliest, I do have a little bit more oily prone skin. So when I saw this new primer, I couldn't resist because look at it. And this is just the funniest looking primer I've seen in such a long time. I really wanted to try this one out. So this really gives me such a smooth base without drying out my skin. And it really does control my oil, which is so important to me. So when I pump this out, look at that texture. It is like a really bouncy, hydrating gel, cream almost. And I really like it. I mean, it definitely smooths out my skin, does blur my skin quite a bit. And I just realized I forgot to clip back my hair. Oh my gosh, can you tell that I'm not used to filming anymore? I usually always clip back my hair before I start. For the forehead, I definitely need to get rid of my hair though. Okay, my hair is clipped back. But can you see this really does mattify and it really blurs. It's such an interesting product. I love it. I just think this is really fun to use and it's effective. And this really keeps me matte throughout the day. This also does exist in a hydrating version if you're not vibing with a mattifying primer. All right, so before we are moving on to the foundation, you guys know I always like to put like a lip treatment on my lips. Usually it's a lip oil, and I did purchase a new lip oil. So this is by Charlotte Tilbury, and it's the Unreal Lips Healthy Glow Nectar Oil. I really wanted to know if these were any good. I've got them in 2 shades and 2 flavors, so to speak. My favorite one is this one. This is the peach one. Honestly, I'm obsessed with white peach. I love peaches so much. This is just so yummy. It's the best peach flavored lip product I ever had. In my opinion, this is really worth it. I really like this. I also just picked up this one, and I picked this one up after I tried out the peach because I thought this would be great as well. And it's the fig one. This has a little bit more of a tint to it. The other one is pretty translucent on my lips. And I'm going to be honest with you, I barely can detect any fig. Like, I don't know. This is not as strongly flavored or as well flavored as this one. I'm going to be applying the peach one. And I really like the texture. I really, really love the flavor. Ah, just the scent of this. It's so good. It's really comfortable on the lips. It's not too sticky. It's honestly so nourishing, and this will last on my lips, which I also really, really like. And just look at the shine. I mean, incredible. I really love this, especially the peach, okay? The peach one, so yummy. Okay, so let's move on and let's talk about foundations. Now, I honestly have tried out so many foundations. I think I've got three or 4 new foundations. Obviously, I can only put one onto my face, so I thought I'd be including this one for today because, to be honest, this was the one that intrigued me the most. So this is by Natasha Denona, and it's the HY-GLAM foundation. I really do like the HY-GLAM concealer. So when I saw that she was releasing a foundation, I was so intrigued. I played around with this foundation quite a lot. I've worn it quite a lot, so I definitely do have my thoughts and feelings together on this. So they are saying that it's a radiant foundation for all skin types, medium buildable coverage, radiant blurring finish, self-setting formula, short and long-term hydration, balances excess oils, hypoallergenic, non-comedogenic, safe for sensitive skin, long-lasting up to 18 hours, it's talc-free, and it's available in 52 shades. That's a lot of shades. I made a decision based off on the shades that I actually own. So I've got the concealer in 3 shades. I've got this in the shade RN3, which is a rosy neutral, and 3 is just the third lightest shade. So here we go. And then I've got the shade R4 and I've got the shade R5. And in the foundation, I did pick up 2 shades. I picked up the shade RN3 and I picked up the shade R5. Now, the thing is, you may ask me, why didn't you pick up the shade R4? I'm going to tell you why. Because I don't know if you can see it like that or if you guys need swatches, but if you are looking at it, the shade R4 in the concealer is very peachy. And I actually don't love this shade. So usually what I do is I combine RN3 with R5. I will say R5 is really deep on me on its own. Like that would be a shade that I could wear if I would have a matte tan, right? And RN3 is really light. So what I have to do is I've got to do a mixing situation. I'm going to show you some swatches of these 2 on my arm, and then I'm also going to swatch the concealers next to the foundation, okay, so that you can see in case you've got any of these shades yourself. And what I usually do is I take 2 to 3 pumps out of this. This is the shade RN3. I'm just going to show you that shade. It's going to be fine in winter, and you see the texture, it's pretty runny, pretty liquidy. And now I'm also always shaking this up, and now I'm taking the shade R5 and I just use 1 pump of this. It looks like an avocado. Oh my gosh, you guys, it looks like an avocado. Look at that. Not anymore, but I'm going to mix these 2 shades together. All right, let's see. That is a really, really good shade match. I think so. I always use a dampened sponge. So let's start with this little bit, just this small amount. It's not going to get me very far because this really wasn't much product. Let's go. I feel like this foundation looks so pretty on the skin. It looks so skin-like, and although it has a little bit more of a radiant finish, I can definitely work with this. I mean, I can powder this down. It's not an issue whatsoever. I don't think this is over the top dewy or anything, and it just looks so natural, right? It just looks like my skin. It does not look heavy. It doesn't look like cakey makeup or any of that. And I think the coverage is also really, really good. I need a little bit more on my chin because my chin has not been doing the best, you know, it's not looking great at the moment. I think it's just the stress. I don't think that this is all that self-setting though. I think that's the only claim that I don't completely agree with. I also do appreciate the fact that this foundation does not have a scent to it, because her concealer is fragranced, you know, and I never liked that about the concealer. I love the formula, but I don't love the fragrance that it has. I'm going to show you side-by-side comparison. There you go. I mean, this really just balanced out everything. I think the shade, the way I mixed both of these shades together, really pretty. This is also a foundation where I don't necessarily love building it up too much, because I just feel like if I build this up too much, it might get a little bit too radiant. And to be honest with you, it does have enough coverage for me with 1 layer like this with the sponge. It has great coverage, you know. It's not like a low medium coverage. It's pretty like high medium coverage, to be honest with you. So, okay, let's do the other side as well. Okay, so on its own, just like that, it is quite radiant, right? It's not really moving into any fine lines. I feel like it's very, very skin-like, you know, it looks really natural. I could never walk out the house just like this without powder though. I would have to powder this down. I just feel like it's a little bit too shiny, too glowy for my liking, you know. But I don't mind the foundation. I think the foundation also just lasts a really good time. It sits on my skin nicely, it wears nicely, depending on what powder I'm using, depending on what setting powder I'm using, depending on how I'm prepping my skin, you know. All of these things contribute to the success of this working onto oily skin. Please do let me know if you have tried this foundation. I would be really curious to know your opinion if you have tried it, or if you've tried any of the other products right in this video. Just drop me a comment down below, because you guys know I'm always like looking forward to hearing your experience with the products and stuff. I really like it. I like it. I had a really good experience with it thus far, you know, and I've been wearing this quite a lot, to be honest with you. Okay, so let's move on to the concealers. And I will say, in terms of concealers, oh, I have 2 new concealers, and none of them are in the correct shade. I do prefer one formula definitely over the other one. The other one, honestly, I'm just so disappointed in this. So I'm not going to be applying this one. So this is by RMS Beauty, and it's the Revitalize Hydra Concealer. I wanted to have like a liquid concealer by RMS Beauty. You guys know I've reviewed this brand so much on my channel. So when they released this, I mean, I had to try it out. I've got this in the shade CN010. First off, this has a brush. It doesn't have a doe foot. It has this little brush. It's so peachy. It's so peachy. It's almost like yellow peachy. I don't know. I will say maybe as a spot concealer, okay? Underneath my eyes, this looked like porridge. This was like creasing, like there was no going back anymore. This looked so bad underneath my eyes. It looked fine in the beginning, right? First 5 minutes were fine. After 5 minutes, it was a disaster. It was so bad. I really don't like this. So I picked this one up. This is also pretty new on the market. This is by Makeup Forever, and it's the HD Skin Full Cover Concealer. So this is their newer concealer. It's a full coverage concealer. They also have another concealer, which is the HD Skin Smooth and Blur Undetectable Concealer. This one right here. So this is the new one. This is the other one. This is pretty low coverage, light to medium coverage, whereas this has great coverage. And usually with a concealer, you want some coverage, right? But I will say I actually like this one. I really did enjoy it for underneath my eyes. For like more natural days, I really like it. I mean, I use this quite a lot. I've got this in the shade 2.3R, and this one I've got this in the shade 1R02. Oh, that's probably why this is not the right shade. I got this in the wrong shade, you guys. This is way too light for me, whereas this one is actually a really good shade. So I already have ordered a new shade, but it has not arrived yet. So I don't really know what to do. I don't really know what to do, because I don't like it if my under eye looks really light compared to my foundation. I just don't love that effect. Like, I know a lot of people really like it when, you know, they've got a concealer that is lighter than their foundation. I don't know why. I just don't love it. So I thought maybe I could mix in a little bit of my Huda Beauty Faux Filter Corrector in the shade Cherry Blossom. By the way, they finally got some new packaging on this product. I just realized they've got new packaging, and they also have a lighter shade now than this. It's called Cherry Light. I really want to try it out. I use this all the time to mix into foundations. It's literally a pink corrector. But I kind of just want to use this a little bit, like 2 dots or something, in the hopes that my concealer is not gonna look so light on me. I've not tried this out as much as the Natasha Denona foundation. This only arrived like maybe 5 days ago, and I have tried this out once. So I don't know. I like it, but I just don't like the shade. The only thing is I don't think I need much product here, because it's quite full coverage. Has a very light texture. It's not thick. It's very lightweight. I'm gonna let this sit for a little bit. While this is sitting underneath my eyes, I'm gonna just apply a little bit of my Sigma Beauty eyeshadow base primer in the shade Persuade onto my eyelids, because obviously I also just wanna, you know, do an eyeshadow look today, and I also just used this like a concealer. So I'm just going to apply this a little bit. I'm going to blend this out with my finger, and I'll be right back to blend out the concealer situation. All right, so my eye primer is applied, so I'm going to be blending this out now. Let's see what this is going to look like I'm just taking my sponge. I mean, it's a really pretty concealer. And yeah, with the corrector, I think it looks so much better. Oh my gosh, okay. But honestly, I don't really love mixing two formulas together. I'd rather have like the correct shade in a concealer, or you know, I like to have two shades that mix them together, but the same formula. So, I mean, this is okay for now. I think it's looking good. It looks so much better than the Aura Mask one. But let's see how this is developing, right? Let's see. So before I am going to proceed to powder my face down, I have just found my love this year for cream contour products. And I picked up this one by a brand. Like, I've never owned anything by this brand. It's actually by Morphe, and it's the Shape Lifter Micro Contour Stick. This shade really got me. It's the shade Tapered, and it has quite a pink undertone. And you guys know I'm always on the hunt for any products that have a little bit more of a cool, pink-leaning, neutral undertone in terms of contouring products. But this, I don't think I do have a product that leans so pink. I mean, just look at that. Look at it. Wow. This shade is so beautiful. I really like this. This is really affordable and it's great quality and it looks really, really good. So what I like to do is I like to apply a little bit on the back of my hand. And then I like to take a brush. I work it into the brush and then I apply it. Look at it. I should really do like a contour roundup because I also purchased the new House Labs contour stick. So I really want to do a new contour sort of like collection swatching video. Let me know if you're interested in that. Okay, so I'm just gonna apply it right here. I like to do this before I apply powder. So the thing is, I really love this tone for my cheeks. I'm not so sure about my nose though, especially with this foundation. I mean, this foundation is not self-setting. I have this on my skin for a while now, and this has barely dried down. I mean, it's not like sticky or tacky or any of that, but it's still very shiny and it's just a little bit more wet. Back to this contour stick. This is so pretty. I really like the shade on my skin tone. This looks really natural. I also really like this formula. I feel like this formula is pretty blurring. In the beginning, it's quite creamy and then it sets down. Let's move on to the powder. This one is the newest one that I've purchased, so I wanted to include it. So this one is by Fenty Beauty and it's the super fine blurring setting powder. This packaging, I will say, it's ginormous and you're gonna get 15 grams of product, which is quite a lot. I think it's a little bit bulky. I also really don't love the inside. It's so messy. And I know that you can twist this stuff around. I almost broke my nail trying to open this. This was just a nightmare to open. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm not even going to close it anymore because I don't want to deal with it. But I've got to admit, I really like this powder. This powder is beautiful and it's talc free and I'm impressed. I'm going to be using this powder on one side of my face first. I'm going to be honest with you, this feels, oh my gosh, it feels super silky. And it's really blurring, really mattifying. I mean, just look at that. Wow, this is such a beautiful powder. I've got to admit, look at this side. I mean, the foundation also with this powder combined, stunning. I think this is a really superior powder, and I think it could work for a lot of skin types. Look at this powder. This powder is so stunning. It's so good. It's so pretty. I really love it. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna quickly go off camera because I don't really have a new eyebrow product. I don't think so. Nothing that was newly released. So I'm just gonna quickly do my eyebrows off camera and then I'm gonna come back with some of the complexion products, like the color products, bronzer, blush, and highlighter. All right, you guys, I am back. I just filled in my brows. I used the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Definer in the shade medium brown, and then I ran my Kosas Air Brow through my brows just to give them a little bit of hold. That's what I always do, you guys know. I already have a new brand new bronzer that I tried out, but I just pulled out the newest one in my collection, and it's by Sweet Beauty, and it's the bronzing powder. I think you heard me talking about this. I had this in the wrong shade, and then I picked up the correct shade. They only have 2 shades, but I've got this now in the shade 10. And also something brand new, I mentioned this in my last video, but I now have a discount code with Sweet Beauty. I'm going to leave it in my description box down below. It's 20% off site-wide. So if you ever wanted to try out Sweet Beauty, I love this brand. I've got 2 videos on them, 2 full face videos on them, and I'm going to be linking them in my description box below as well if you want to see the full range of products that they're offering. But man, I've been using this so much. I love this bronzer, especially in this shade. It's so pretty. It's honestly, it's reminding me of the RMS Hydra Dimension bronzer. It really gives me the same vibes. It kind of has the same texture, has the same finish, and I really, really enjoy it. So I'm just gonna apply this a little bit. I'm gonna just put this over the contour. Just a little bit like that. This is also a product that you kind of have to build this up a little bit, you know, it's not too pigmented straight away, which I honestly love. Just look at that. It's so pretty. It's not over the top glowy, but it's gonna have a little bit of a subtle sheen. Very, very subtle. That's why it kind of gives me RMS vibes. I think the RMS one might be a little bit more radiant. I really like it. It's a beautiful formula. So let's move on to the blush. I actually do have a new blush. So this one is by Too Faced. It's the Cloud Crush Whipped Lip and Cheek Color. Oh, this product is really special. I really kind of love the texture of this product. It's like really whipped. It feels a little bit silicone-y, to be honest with you. I've got mine in the shade Milk and Cookies. I will say that shade looked a little bit different online. On my cheeks, this pulls quite rosy. And I think online it looked a little bit more bronzy neutral. I honestly love this for my lips. I don't know about my cheeks though. When I apply this onto my cheeks, I don't feel like it has much staying power. I really feel like my cheeks are eating this up. And if I feel like I need to put more blush on top of this, I will. I will do that after the eye look. On my lips, it's really beautiful. I really like it on the lips. Look at that shade. It's pretty rosy in undertone. It's like a rosy brown shade. So I'm gonna just work this into my brush. And when you blend this out, honestly, it's not over the top pigmented. Now I'm gonna apply this on top of powder. Look, I use quite a lot of product and I don't feel like it's showing up that well on my cheeks. Every time I'm using this, I feel like I use a ton of product on my cheeks. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. My skin is eating this up. When I'm done with my eye look, I don't feel like there's much blush left. I mean, it's such a beautiful formula, you know. It really is blurring and it blends out so nice, but I really feel like I need a ton of product to make it last a little bit longer. You know what? I'm going to build this up a little bit today. Okay, I'm also gonna put a little bit on my nose and a little bit on my forehead. I always do that. This is what we are gonna be left with. I don't know if it's gonna stay. Okay, guys, I really don't know. I don't know if it's gonna be like that until the end. I don't have a new highlighter. Sorry. I know that there were quite a few that were released. I apparently did not pick one up, but I just pulled out this one. This is by Mob Beauty and it's the M49 highlighter. It's such a pretty highlighter. So I'm just going to use that a little bit. Why not, you know? I mean, I can also use stuff that I already have and I have not used this in a hot minute. So I'm just going to apply it a little bit on the tip of my nose. You guys know I love that. Okay, and then I'm gonna also just apply a little bit right here. Highlighter is applied again. I really, really like this highlighter by Mob Beauty. I need to show this a little bit more love. Next step is I'm gonna be doing my eyes, and I really want to use this eyeshadow palette. I've already played with this. I've created 2 looks. I've not posted them yet. I will post them over my Shorts tab. Now, I want to say that this is the newest palette by this brand, but at this point in time, it's not anymore. They are releasing a brand new palette that looks stunning, but I still want to feature this one because I want to do a specific look with this today. And oh my gosh, when I saw that this brand released this palette, guys, I was drooling. I was so drooling. I was just literally like, I want it right now. And, you know, because of the circumstances, I did not feature it until today. But it's like a dream come true because it's one of my favorite brands and one of my favorite color stories in the entire world. So this is by Cosmic Beauty, and this is the Smolder eyeshadow palette. Do you guys remember when they released the Cool Trolls and Neutrals eyeshadow palettes? And I was so disappointed by the Cool Trolls palette. So when I saw the color story of this one, I was like, okay, haven't said anything. This is really what I've been waiting for. This is such a beautiful, cool toned, neutral eyeshadow palette. It comes with 20 shades in total. It's also a little bit more matte heavy. It comes with 12 matte shades and 8 shimmer shades. Some of these shimmers do have a little bit of a multi-chrome action, but I just love this color story. I think this is such a me color story. This is exactly what gets me excited. You guys know I love cool tones, and I have already played with this palette. I have already created some stunning, stunning looks with this. But for today, I was really just like, you know what? I really want to use this multi-chrome. I want to use it. Let me actually swatch this. Oof. This is what I want to put on my eyes today. And I want to go a little bit more into these blue, like steel blue, grayish tones. I do think I might go in with Slow Burn and just use this a little bit more like a base. Again, I don't want this to be like over the top pigmented. I just really want to use it more. It's like a base color. I don't really want to build this up too much. Okay, this is everything I wanted to do. I just wanted to put this as a base. And now I'm going to go into the shade Spontaneous. This shade right here. Hopefully it's going to turn a little bit more gray. I definitely do feel like putting down Slow Burn really just helped to not pull the blue out too much of this color, okay? So I'm going to go in with Charisma, this lighter blue right here, and I'm going to put that into my inner corner, and also I'm going to blend out the edges a little bit with this lighter shade. You guys, I love a good gray eyeshadow. This is really pretty. Like, these tones are so interesting. So now I want to deepen up my outer corners. I'm going to use the shade Central. This one right here. That one. Let's use this just in my outer corners a little bit. Okay, so I was looking at my eyeliners, and I think I'm going to use this ColourPop Cream Gel Liner in the shade Outer Space. So I'm just going to apply this, and then I'm going to see if I still need to deepen up the outer corners a little bit more. Maybe I could use a little bit of the black. I have not tried out the black yet, so maybe we're going to be doing that. But first, I'm just going to apply a little bit of this. I really like this eyeliner in combination with what we have going on above. Okay, so let me just figure this out, because I mean, I could use the shade Ashes. I could go into this shade, but I've used this pretty much for every look, I think, to deepen up the outer corners. So I feel like, should I go into the black? Black shade is called Chemistry. Oof, that picks up a lot. Don't need that much. Okay, just really in my outer corners, just right here. I'm gonna apply this very, very lightly. I like it. Just look at the difference. Really pretty. Okay, let's do it on the other side as well. All right, you guys, I really like how this black blend it out, how it did exactly what I wanted it to do. So next up, I'm going to be moving on to my lower lash line. I'm going to go in, I'm going to start off with the shade Spontaneous, and I'm just going to use it on its own. And then maybe I'm going to blend this a little bit into my inner corner onto the lower lash line. And maybe I'm going to deepen it up with either this shade or a little bit of the black shade. We shall see where this is going to go, but let's start off with Spontaneous. That shade is really light. I don't think it's showing up that much. So I'm going to go into the shade Sensual. This one right here. I'm going to use that. So now I'm going to go into the black shade Chemistry. And I'm just going to deepen up the outer corner. Only the outer corner with this shade. Okay, now I'm going to use the shade Charisma, this shade right here, and I'm just going to blend out the inner part of my lower lash line with this. That's it for the matte shades. I'm going to be cleaning up my edges and I'm going to be applying a little bit of glitter glue. All right, so my edges are cleaned up and I applied some glitter glue. I always use this one. And I'm going to just go into the shade. I'm going to take it on my finger and I'm going to blend it out with a brush. All right, so let's see. Oh gosh, this is stunning. Probably you guys can see the blue with the pink, but I can also see green and gold. Like, that is fascinating. Wow, that's a very interesting multi-chrome. I really, really like it. So for my inner corner, I'm going to use the shade Swoon. This is so pretty. You can also use a little bit of this Swoon shade and just tap it over any type of shade. And it just has this beautiful reflection. Like, it's just so sparkly, so pretty. It's special. I don't know. This is not just a normal like white sort of shimmer shade. I keep on forgetting that this does not have that strong of a base, but you can definitely build this one up. Okay, so let's continue with putting something just in my inner corners right here. I always do that. I like to draw a really thin line of shimmer right there, not all the way through. I'm gonna take a little bit of this shade. I can't stop looking at my eyes right now. Really, really good. But look at the blush. I don't know about that. The blush, I want to fix this. I pulled out this. This is the Malibu Cooler by Tower 28. Do you know what? I'm just gonna risk it. I'm gonna risk it because I feel like we need some pink because of the eyeshadow. I don't know if this is necessarily gonna turn pink. Oh, it's gonna make everything look a little bit cooler though. I mean, keep in mind, I'm wearing something pretty rosy underneath it, but I just want to bring back a little bit of color. These Tower 28 blushes, I love these. They are so like blurring and they will stay put and they just blend out beautifully. They are quite pigmented though, so I don't even want to like go overboard with this. And now I'm gonna apply a setting spray. I've tried two new setting sprays. I have the one from Charlotte Tilbury and I've got the one by Danessa Myricks. And I really feel like I want to use the one by Danessa Myricks because the Charlotte Tilbury one, I want to do a full face. I want to do a full face. Both of them are actually great, but I feel like for this video, you know, I'm going to use the Danessa Myricks one, so let's do that. So this is the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Liquid Blurring Balm Mattifying Setting Spray. This is really good, especially if I'm wearing a foundation like the Natasha Denona foundation. I don't necessarily apply a matte setting spray on top of like a matte base. But because today I have this more radiant base on because of the Natasha Denona foundation, this is exactly what I want to reach for. I just have a mini size, so this also exists in a full size. The mini actually comes with 50 milliliters. I just wanted to try this because this is honestly, it's not that cheap. So let me give it a shake. This is noisy, you guys. It's actually really noisy. I love the sprayer on this. I really, really, really like the sprayer. The only thing is, I don't want this to get into my hair. I'm just going to show you the sprayer. It's so fine. It's such a fine mist. So let's spray my face with this. I love this. This is actually really pretty. It's not going to make your skin overly wet. I feel like the Charlotte Tilbury one really just drenches your skin, right? You really need that fan. This one, it's just locking everything in. I really feel like this does something to the longevity of my makeup. You guys, I actually do have a new mascara, but I don't even want to use it. I want to try it out first. I actually picked up the new Vive mascara. So maybe we'll do a full face of a Vive as well, because that was, you know, something I wanted to plan as well. They came out with a new mascara. I honestly don't want to try it today. I don't want to risk it with this eye look, because I love the eye look so much. I'm just gonna go with what I love, and that is my Sweet Beauty mascara, my favorite mascara of all time. I just opened a new one. I'm gonna be applying that. I'll be right back, and we're gonna be moving on to the last part of the video, which are my lips. Okay, so my mascara is applied. I mean, just look at that. Okay, so I also did remove my lip oil. That was still on after all of this time. Because we're going to be moving on to the lip products. I've got a new lip liner and I have a new lipstick. So let's start off with the lip liner. So this one is by Anastasia Beverly Hills and it's the lip liner. This is actually not a new formula, but she released some new shades. I picked up one. I actually do have two other shades already by her. I really like this lip liner. I've got this in the shade Cool Brown. This is the shade Cool Brown. It's not that cool, to be honest. It's just a brown shade. And I also have the shade Caramel, a really warm brownish shade right here. Now she came out with some new shades and I was really intrigued by this one. I hope it's not too deep. I really hope so. I'm not sure. It's still in the packaging. I just received this. So this is the shade Stormy. It looks like a beautiful grayish, cool-toned shade. It's right here. Okay, I'm gonna just dare and apply this. Let's see. I also pulled out my lip brush just in case I want to feather this out a little bit. What are we thinking? I love this lip liner. I don't think it's too dark. It's fine. It's actually really, really pretty. I did kind of like drag it in a little bit more. I really like this formula because you can be so precise with these, right? And they are a little bit on the creamier side without being over the top creamy. They're not quite as creamy as maybe a Makeup by Mario, a Makeup Forever, or even a Lawless one. The lipstick now, I actually do have two shades, but there's only one shade that I do want to apply. And these are actually the new lipsticks by Unearthly. And they are the Unearthly Menacing Metals lipsticks. So I do have quite a few lipsticks and lip products by Unearthly Cosmetics. I love Unearthly. They are such an amazing indie brand and they recently released some very interesting lipstick shades. And I picked up this crazy one. I'm not going to be applying it today, but I really just, got this one for the Halloween time because I thought, I mean, this would look really good with my eye look. But, it's like this gray, this blue-gray lipstick. I don't have anything like this. Just look at that. That pigment, that is such an interesting shade. I really thought like, if I'm in the mood or if I'm doing like a Halloween look, this is actually perfect. So the one that I want to apply today is the shade Secrets. This is like their stunning cool-toned nude shade. Look at that. This is such a me color. When I saw this, I was like, I want this. I want this. I already used this, I think, when I did a look with the same palette. I think that's when I used this. It's a little bit lighter than it looks like. That was my first impression. I'm just going to do a second impression here, okay? I always like to blot off my lipstick a little bit, especially if it's creamy, because when I blot it off, I blot off the excess and also a little bit of the moisture. And that way it kind of almost looks matte, right? Oh, the shade. Cool Tone Taupe. It's so pretty. And with this lip liner, it looks just phenomenal. Where is the lip liner? Right here. So these two shades. I love this lipstick. This reminds me of one of my favorite Mob Beauty lipsticks. It's also a very cool toned one. I can't remember the number, but I'm so happy I got this. Isn't that just such a pretty, beautiful, cool toned lip? I mean, I'm a sucker for a cool toned lip, right? So this is exactly my vibe. All right, what are we thinking? Honestly, overall, I really do enjoy the products that I picked up. I really, really liked them a lot. The only thing that just gave me a little bit of a headache is this on the cheeks. I mean, I've tried it on my lips. It was so much better on my lips. But on my cheeks, I honestly don't like this. I really don't love the formula on my cheeks. It might just be my skin, right? But let me know if you've tried this out and it works for you on your cheeks. For me, it's just I don't agree with this. But all right, you guys, let me know if you've tried any of these products. Let me know if there was something that you would like to pick up. Again, I'm going to be leaving all of the links to all of the products in my description box down below. So thank you so much for checking it out. And yeah, if you did enjoy today's video, don't forget to give it a like, subscribe to my channel, and also ring the bell in order to get notified about my upcoming videos. And I shall be seeing you very, very soon with the next one. So please do take care. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.